What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Kind of an interesting one. I mentioned it in my weekly rotation, and shame on me, I forgot who mentioned that should make your Mount Rushmore of cheap fragrance videos. Not a bad idea. So I gathered them, and everybody's four is going to be different, but I'm going to make this tag video. I don't normally do a lot of tag videos, but I think it's a good tag video idea. Open tag any content creators that see this, regardless of your platform, both real platforms like YouTube and nonsense like TikTok. I had to take a dig at TikTok. I love you guys. Don't take it so serious. There's a bunch of y'all that I very much enjoy. Like Colidily. You need to do this tag, Colidily fragrance. Anyways, Mount Rushmore cheap fragrances. What to you is on the Mount Rushmore? There's a lot of contributing factors on what could make it reach the Mount Rushmore. Is it all-time hype? Belovability in the community? Is it just personal feelings for the fragrance? Is it all of the above? For me, it's a little bit of all of the above, but most importantly, it's got to be how I feel about the fragrances at the core. So these are my four. It's an open tag for any content creator that feels like doing it, and I'll have links down below if you want to check any of these out. So without further ado, let's get into it. Stay tuned. So the fragrance that was discussed that brought the idea up in the first place, Lalique's Encre Noire Sport. I think the value that this fragrance provides in the $25 to $35 price bracket is unparalleled and unmatched. If I was to put this in a different bottle, a different brand that's a vetiver fragrance, unless you just know this scent that well, there's no way you could tell me that's that like $30 Lalique fragrance. Doesn't smell like a $30 fragrance. Quality here is actually pretty good. It's very entry level, semi-earthy. That's a thing I'm making up now. Semi-earthy vetiver. It's a little smoky, super juicy bergamot, watery notes, but it's got that slight earthy, smoky, woody vetiver. Quality is pretty good. Performance is above average. It's easier to wear. It's got that slight inkiness to it. Not as much as the original, far less than the Ala Extreme. This is just really good. Elite stuff. Hence, it being on Mount Rushmore, this is the fragrance that sparked the topic in the first place. So it deserves a seat, in my opinion. Just hype it's gotten over time. Likability, ease of wear, price versus performance versus quality, versatility. I mean, it literally checks pretty much every box. Even if you don't like vetiver, this is a good dip your toe into vetiver type of fragrance. And I really believe it deserves a spot. So first head on the Mount Rushmore for all-time great cheap fragrances, we've got Lalique's Encre Noire Sport. The other one I actually mentioned when discussing that I think would deserve a seat is Montblanc Individuel. Now this one goes to beloved in the community, all-time hype. It's one of the most hyped online fragrance community cheap fragrances of all time. Got to give Jeremy his credit if there's only a few things that nutbag could get credit for. Hyping this one 10 Ways to Sunday and making it relevant is definitely one of those things. I don't believe it smells like a dryer sheet as much as he says it does, but raspberry, warm wood, a little bit of spice from some cinnamon. It's really good. I've been through a 50 ml in the past. I had rebought it and hardly wore it, hence why I barely have any missing out of this 50 ml. But the first bottle I wore the hell out of. And to this day, you can still find it in the $20-ish range. For 50 mls like this, 75 mls, a little bit more, but super cheap. Smells incredible. If you want the ultimate experience, go Creed Original Santal and step your game up. Yes, this came out before it. I get it, the whole argument of, oh, they ripped this off Creed, cloned this fragrance. This is phenomenal, especially for the price. But I'm sorry, I would take Creed Original Santal 11 out of 10 times. Because it's just the quality is so superior. But the scent profiles are eerily similar to one another, that is for sure. You do get above average performance here. It's super likable. It's not the best thing in the high heat. It's a little powdery. So it can be a bit cloying if it's super high humidity type heat. But all in all, you could dress this up. You can dress this down. It's a little bit of a twist to where outside of things like Creed Original Santal, it doesn't really smell like anything else. Don't you dare say Youp Homme, that chemical mess, synthetic sweet crap. Original Youp Homme, modern formulas. I'm not talking about for you old guys that remember in its heyday. I'm sure in its heyday it was phenomenal. But a couple of decades later, it's synthetic crap. A bunch of great flankers, but not regular Youp Homme. Don't you dare say this in Creed Original Santal. Yeah, somewhat little semblance, but these are far superior. Don't buy Youp Homme. Buy this. And this deserves a spot on Mount Rushmore all-time great cheap fragrances. Montblanc Individuel. Probably the most sold cheap fragrance of all time. I think most people would agree, even if you have your qualms with it. You got to respect the gangster. Respect the gangster of Nautica Voyage. The most sold fragrance in Amazon's history, that is for certain. We do know that. Everybody's had it at some point. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people moved on, but it always works. When in doubt, this is arguably the greatest cheap fragrance of all time. There's an argument for it getting all 4 heads on Mount Rushmore. It is green apple aquatic. Some people like to say cucumber. I've always gotten the green apple out of it. I never got cucumber smell. Watery, green notes, a little white floral, clean and musky. Average performance, too. Decent performance. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Just smells great. Starter collection onto advanced, ridiculous palate and taste. You still enjoy this. It's amazing. I mean, you had to expect this, right? I would think this is an obvious choice. I would think others might have this on their Mount Rushmore as well. Again, anybody that decides to do this video, you can pick this too. Your Mount Rushmore is your Mount Rushmore. I don't want anybody to think, well, he picked those 4, I got to pick a different 4. Some of us could have identical ones. That'd be kind of funny. Unlikely, but kind of funny. But there's bound to be some crossover depending on how many people do this video. Maybe nobody else does it. Maybe it's just me, and the 4 will be definitive if it's just me. You heard it here. But Nautica Voyage, one of the greatest cheap fragrances ever. Nautica's got a hit here. This gave them relevance. While the original Nautica Classic put them on the map, Nautica Competition Old Formulas was special. Nautica Voyage took things to another level. Final head on Mount Rushmore is the most personal choice of them, the most recommended fragrance in the history of this channel, the most recommended cheap fragrance. I think it's the greatest affordable, cheap blue fragrance money can buy. I think it's easily one of the greatest things you can get when it comes to adding and enhancing your wardrobe. Adding to and enhancing your wardrobe. Some of you heard that click, and you know what that bottle is. Salvatore Ferragamo's Acqua Essenziale Blue. It's going in the rotation this week. I had it lined up last week. Then I got those new Nautica fragrances in, and it got bumped. I was going to wear it Saturday. It's Sunday as I'm recording this. This video will probably come out Monday. But a blue that stands on its own, that has elements of Dylan Blue, elements of Bleu de Chanel, but doesn't smell like either of them. A little bit of citrus, some earthy green cypriol oil, some woods from cedar, some powdery aromatic tonka bean lavender combo, a little bit of the soft shower gel aquatic feel from some ambroxan. It's fresh, spicy. It's long lasting. It can be cloying if you wear this in the high heat because it's actually pretty damn strong. It's got the greatest sounding cap click onto glass sound of all. It's one more. It's just elite. Elite. I love this so much. So many people have taken my advice over the years on this one. So many people have given me the props for it. And there's been, the here and there's that didn't like it. That's inevitable. It's interpreted art. Not everybody's going to love it the way I love it. Not everybody's going to feel it's Mount Rushmore. Some of you will think it's terrible. Some of you think it's Mount Rushmore. Some of you fall somewhere in between, and that's okay. Everybody's different. For me, this was the most obvious choice. Some of you would have been highly offended by me if this wouldn't have been on my Mount Rushmore, because it's so tied to me over the years. I would say the only fragrances that are tied to me more than this is the 3 Z Creator fragrances that I created with Claude Deer and George Zaharoff. Business Over Pleasure, Evening, Mystique, and Sunkissed Island. That's actually my fragrances. Aside from my actual fragrances, this is the fragrance most synonymous with me and this channel. And for fantastic reason, not just good reason. So I've recommended the shit out of this. And I will continue As long as they keep it on the market, it'll continue to be cheap, and I will continue to tell you it's one of the greatest cheap fragrances money can buy. It is Mount Rushmore worthy, hands down. It's Acqua Essenziale Blue. Well, now, that was my Mount Rushmore. Tag your it if you make content. Definitely let me know that if you're doing it. Once you do it, tag me in it, share it, send it to me, something. I want to see what you guys come up with. I want to see what kind of overlap we have. What personal stories on why. What's your why for why this one and this one were on there? What's the odds that this one and this one matched the two that me and this person had? You know, I'm curious. It's part of the fun in starting a tag video sometimes. Well, I'm not a big fan of the tag format. From time to time, I do enjoy partaking, and here we go. Like I said, it might start and finish at me. It may die after 2 or 3 people. It may go on for 20, 30, 40 content creators. I don't know. That's up to you. But I appreciate you guys checking out the video. Like I said, there's links down below if you want to check any of my Mount Rushmore fragrances out. Make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you guys in the next one.